Ok. Alors, bonjour tout le monde. Je suis ici aujourd'hui avec Jules Desjardin et Maxence Baudry. Et nous allons parler à vous à propos de les meilleurs événements dans le WCA, le Pyraminx et le Skewb. How was that?
It was perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
It was really good.
Thanks.
No mistake. So
Okay.
it was good.
All right. So, everyone who's watching the stream, I guess you can see it's me and Jules right now. Maxence will join very shortly. So I guess we can start talking about Jules himself and Pyraminx first. So Jules, you are currently, or not currently, but you used to hold Pyraminx ER averages of 268 and 232. So you first got it in 2014 and then got it back at 2017 Worlds. You're the two-time world champion of Pyraminx, 2011 and 15, as well as three-time European champion. So how did this all start for you? How did you start cubing?
I started cubing in 2009 when I won a cube from a mask contest in early school when I was like 10 or 12. No, more like 14 actually. And I just started to cube, and then I discovered Pyraminx in 2010. And I just liked it, and I tried to develop my own method. So I basically started doing serious Pyraminx in 2011. I'd say summer 2011, right before the World Championship. That was in October at this time. So that was when I really started to practice seriously Pyraminx, and when I redeveloped WO and one flip method that Odor already found out a few years ago.
Okay.
So that's how I started and then continued.
So you learned 3x3 first, right?
Yes.
And then after that, did you immediately just move on to Pyraminx, or were there any other events you focused on?
I just saw through everything, so I learned all events. I don't know exactly what order I did. I think I did big cubes first, and then 3x3. I don't remember if I learned blindfolded before or after learning Friedrich. But Pyraminx was a bit before all that. No, it was a bit at the same time actually. Yeah, it was quite at the same time. I don't remember exactly what order, but Pyraminx was the one that really interested me the most.
Okay, so what is it about solving Pyraminx that kind of makes it the event that you got into over everything else?
I don't know. It's just something
fun to solve, or
yeah, it's fun to solve. It's still intuitive, but it's really easy to learn because even now I only know like 30 args at the very maximum.
Okay.
So it's just pretty super easy event.
Yeah, compared to something like 2x2, which is similar because it's like small puzzle. I didn't know it's that intuitive.
Yeah, it's like 10 args for WO, 10 args for one flip, and all the args for the last layer that are 7 moves or 8 moves tops. Okay. And everything then it's kind of intuitive. And also spamming TPS, basically. That's what I do best in Pyraminx.
Yeah. And then, so for other events that you do, like 3x3, 4x4, you use pretty interesting methods, or at least solving styles. So would you like to talk about that a bit?
Actually, that's a bit weird because I don't use any regular method on any cubes. That's only big events. So on 2x2, let's start with a very small one. I use Ofota, which is an experimental method.
You use what?
Developed by Eric Akosdijk. I don't know why. Somehow he did this, and I just learned it, and now his website is down anyway. So I'm basically the only guy in the world to know this, I think.
Wow.
For 3x3, I learned cross on left instead of doing cross on down like everybody else does. But we are a bit more... But I'm the fastest one with cross on left. For 4x4 and bigger cubes, I use K4, which with a lot of improvements, because original K4 has a lot of block building in the beginning, but actually I combined it with Yo and some kind of F2L. So it's really better than K4. So it's not actual K4, but the spirit is still there.
Okay, so is that like K4s? You do the same thing on like 4 to 7?
Yeah. And
Okay.
K7 is a bit
Pretty
long.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then didn't you solve like you had like an 11 by 11 or something, and you solved it with
I have a
K4?
13, that is right here.
13 by 13 with K4?
Yeah, the one I won with the French Championship 2008.
Wow.
And yeah, I solved it using K13. The only thing I didn't do is that I didn't do the centers using Yo, because it would have been really, really bad. So I just did the centers and then the cross edge.
Oh, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Doing the centers K4 style would be pretty difficult on a 13 by 13.
It's Yo style, actually. So
Yo style? Yeah, okay. And then you're also a part of the WCA Regulations Committee. So
yes.
would you like to talk about how that happened and what it's like?
It happened, it was in December. I applied in December 2017. So I just wanted to be more invested in the WCA. And especially it was right after Jeff Park's blind attempt with the logo. It was right after this. So I wanted to be more involved in this, and so I talked with many people that were already delegates or in the WRC or stuff like this, and so I went in, and now I'm really happy with the job, with the work we're doing for the community.
That's good. And lastly, before we move on to talking more specifically about Pyraminx, do you have any like specific funny moments or cool things that happened to you at competitions that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I have already the ritual that I have because I always listen to music for 3x3 in Pyraminx. So I have like every time the same music, quite the same music. So I'm super focused on comps. I remember it was a last comp in Strasbourg, Alsace Open. A friend told me that she was judging me, and I looked like I wanted to murder people because that's how I look when when I'm focused. And she was like, "You're so much different from real life than you are when you're playing a 3x3 or Pyraminx."
Yeah, because now you're like smiling, laughing, but I can imagine when you're competing, it's just like.
Yeah, I'm dead focused, and you don't want to speak to me because I won't answer.
Yeah,
basically.
I think I've started doing the same thing now because talking to anyone it kind of distracts me. So I try to focus on what I'm doing and not really talk to anyone.
Yes, that's why I really like 3x3 finals, because usually you keep your focus during the whole average. You don't have to be attentive of runners calling you or stuff like this. Yeah. So I really like finals better.
Yeah, same thing with me. All right, let's see the chat. A couple people are asking for tips on Pyraminx solving.
Yeah.
So I guess we can move on to that. So what would you recommend should be like the sequence of learning things? So how do you go from being like not knowing how to solve a Pyraminx to being world class?
Well, the first step is just, I think LBL is quite the very easy first part of doing Pyraminx, but you don't have to push it much. I didn't learn the advanced alg for LBL, so stuff like, I could do it, but I do it in, I can't prepare it. The stuff like this that just, so the bad cases of last layer for LBL, I didn't learn them. I can do them slowly. And you don't have to push it really, really fast, but it's just a good introduction. And then you can move either to V first or top first, which are the two big families. There are none that is really better than the others, because people, well, in the world, the top of the world uses all methods, all these two families. There was a time in 2010 when sub 4 was world class. There was like 10 sub 4 people, and all 10 used different methods. There was one in LB. Yeah, that was so me using only W and one flip, other using top first and basically everything, Oka using Oka, Dmitry Kriosban using LBL, Valentin Doussin using V first. It was not as developed. There was someone using Keyhole, Brunobergsky, I think. But anyway, it was really it was really funny because there is no one big method and all the other ones, like there are in almost every other puzzles. So it's quite funny. You have two choices basically.
So after that beginner method with LBL or whatever you start with, so then you basically just start learning different methods to take advantage of the best scrambles, right?
Yes. Well, you don't need to know both, because it can be a bit hard in 15 seconds to inspect both methods. It's quite useful to know some basic stuff. I think Jules 204 in Worlds had a lot of V-first because the scramble were easier for V-first solvers. So if it's useful if you know basic stuff from the other family, so that you can take advantage of really good scrambles. But for example, I will only do V-first if there is a V-skip, or a V1 move. But even if you had 2 moves, I'm not even sure I would see it. Because it would just be a really good scramble, even for top first. But yeah, sometimes you need to know a little bit, but you can really focus on only one family and almost ignore the other. It works. You don't need to know both.
Okay. And then within each method, are there like different specific advancements or like more algs you can learn?
Well, for V-first, you can learn L4E. I actually really don't know anything about V-first, so I don't know if it's hard to learn full L4E or not.
Okay,
like
I don't know anything about Pyraminx, so...
Yeah, I think L4E is in 100 algs. And I don't know if they do it... I think it's almost always feasible in 2 looks, or in 2 steps, not 1 look, 2 steps. So you don't maybe you don't need to learn everything. And for top first, you have keyhole is the most basic one that I think everyone should do if they want to learn a lot about top first, because then you can already start some improvements of your tops. And then you have Oka that everyone confuses with keyhole actually, but it's quite different. You have WO and 1 flip, and you also have Nutella and Bell, but these are really way more advanced, and I don't even know them.
Okay, I'm back. I had to go for a second.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but...
No problem.
Okay, I'll keep my camera off for a minute.
Yeah.
I can still talk? Okay. So basically, most people that are fast at Pyraminx, you said, only use one type of method, either top first or V first, right?
Yeah.
Do you think like in the future it's going to be necessary to be good at both?
Yeah, maybe. I'm saying that, but I don't know if Timon uses a lot of V first, I think, but he's quite good with top first, I think. But in the future, it's going to be hard to be good at both because, as I said, 15 seconds is not much. On bad scramblers, you really don't have time to inspect everything. When the scramblers are bad, I don't have time to inspect all 4 possible tops and find a good solution if there aren't any. So it might be possible, but it's going to take a lot of work on inspection.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess basically covered methods in general, unless you want to go into more specifics about advantages and disadvantages of anything, if you have thoughts on that.
On the methods, I think V first is more natural coming from LBL. So if you really like LBL, it's better improvement. But on the other hand, it seems a bit harder. So it's harder to build an efficient V, I think, than it is to build an efficient top. And top first, I don't know. You need good TPS though. I think for top first, unlike V first. And the algs are really not the same, and the finger tricks are not going to be the same as well. Because, for example, for top first, Bruce uses a lot of top on top, and so he does
like
use
moves.
Yeah. So, for example, there are some algs. So.
Oh, we can't see the cube.
I have some. So, for example, these algs, which are, so there are some WO algs that I do using RU with the top and back, with using some kind of triggers like in 3x3. But I know that a lot of people use them using RL instead. But I can do it too. But so there are some difference in this. So V first would more use RU and LU, and maybe a top first would more use RL. So actually, with my finger tricks, maybe the first would have been better. But
so overall, they're just different solving styles, and it's even going to affect turning too. Okay. Let's see. Maxence is still having trouble joining the call.
Wow. No.
Wait, what did he say? It doesn't want to.
Yeah, doesn't want to answer. Don't know why. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know how he can join.
Yeah. I think we'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah. We're fine.
Let's see. I don't know. I'll keep looking at that. I think someone asked a question earlier that I wanted to come back to. Oh yeah, here it is. For some reason, I get really nervous and my hands shake when I do Pyraminx, but not at other events. Any tips for stack mat and holding Pyraminx? And because Pyraminx is a weird shaped puzzle, so I can imagine it's easy to drop it and slip up in competition.
Well, that's what's happening to me for the last 6 months. So I perfectly get it. And if I had some tips, I'd be happy to use them actually. But yeah, I don't know. It's really a weird event. So I guess it's bad to warm up with anything other than Pyraminx between your solves, given how different the picking is. I never warm up between solves, especially because I want to be focused on the event I'm solving right now with the feeling of the cube I'm using.
Maxence joined the call. Oh, okay, finally.
Yes.
Okay, but can we hear him? Let's see.
Bonjour Maxence.
Salut, ça va?
Oh, oui. Okay. There we go. Nice. Okay, so I guess I'll introduce you. So this is Maxence Baudry. He's currently ranked 8th in the world and 2nd in France for Skewb average with the time of 2.85 seconds. He placed 3rd in the WCA World Championships 2017 and 2nd in French Championships this year and last year. So that was kind of a mouthful. Okay, so Maxence, how did you start cubing and when did you start cubing?
Quand est-ce que tu as commencé à cuber et comment?
4 years ago, with my brother.
Oh wait, is this audio cutting out?
Let
me try this. Okay, so seem to be having some slight audio issues. Right, Jules, I guess we'll go back to you.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I completely forgot. Yeah, Pyraminx, when you stop dropping it in competition.
Yeah. I don't know what could be used. There are stuff like gravity grip, etc., but I didn't actually properly test it. It just didn't feel that much of an advantage. Maybe it can be used. But for shaking, I don't know. It's just going to more and more comps until you get used to the nerves.
Okay.
But it's really weird if you only shake for Pyraminx, maybe because you give too much importance to the event.
Yeah.
The important part of cubing is having fun, and if you fail your average, it's not the end of the world. So Maxence is back.
Oh, he is. Okay. So we already introduced you. So now I'd just like you to give a quick summary on how you started cubing.
Donc, comment t'as commencé à cuber?
Tu traduis?
Ouais.
Ah bah j'ai cubé,
If
j'ai
I'm gonna
commencé
go
il y
the-
a 6 ans. Et
So he
c'était
started
j'étais
6
un
years
juste comme
ago.
ça pour essayer.
He bought a cube just to test it, and that's how it started.
Okay. And then how did you get into Skewb?
Comment tu t'es mis au Skewb?
Là c'était Victor Collin qui m'avait montré. Alors, je suis premier fan 2014, en première compétition.
So Victor Collin, a French cuber and YouTuber, I showed him in Champagne Open 2014.
Oh wow, okay, so that's actually pretty recently then.
Du coup, c'est plutôt récent.
Ouais.
And when was Skewb actually introduced as a WCA event?
I think it was 2013. I should know that, but yeah, I think it was 2013. Tu sais quand ça a été rajouté, the Skewb?
Là c'était début 2014.
Ah, so beginning of 2014.
Oh wow, okay, that's really recently. And then I guess my last question specifically for Maxence and his personal story is, do you have any like specific fun moments or funny events that happened in competitions?
Est-ce que tu as des anecdotes et des trucs marrants qui te sont arrivés en compétition?
Il n'y a rien qui me vient là comme ça, mais là je suis une troisième au World quoi.
Wait, what? I missed that.
He just said, I finished third at Worlds.
Is there anything like anything funny, anything someone said that was just completely out of place, or any funny fails?
Ouais, quelque chose de marrant, soit un fail marrant, soit quelqu'un qui a dit.
J'ai jamais fait vraiment de fail pour le moment.
So he never failed.
Oh wow, okay.
You're lucky.
That's very good. Let's see what the chat's looking like. Jules, do you have any specific techniques or tips for solving all 4 tips together? Tips for the tips.
Just practice. I always do my tips at the beginning. I'm not sure I would recommend it, but that's just how I started, and I just can't do anything else. I don't know, just if you want to do your tips at the beginning, just be sure to one-look them, obviously. And I don't know, it's usually better if you're using top first to solve anytime you solve one center, you solve the corresponding tips. I don't know, it's just kind of comes up. So usually if you want to do the tips during the solve, you can do 1 or 2 at the beginning and the rest during the solve. And especially you don't want to keep too many of them for the end, because it will be harder.
I've seen a lot of people leave them to the end and end up with +2s and DNFs. Yeah. Okay.
So that's not the best, because you can't one-look them if you're doing them at the end. You have to check in which order you have to turn them. So either at the beginning or during the solve, you get the time to check how you're supposed to turn them.
Okay. So that's pretty good for Pyraminx. Now we got pretty good progress into looking at the events and the methods. So I guess we'll shift the focus to Skewb. So Maxence, would you like to talk about the different methods there are in Skewb and like the order you recommend learning them and the progression from beginner to more advanced?
Donc là, on va parler des méthodes et de l'ordre de progression dans les méthodes. Qu'est-ce que tu recommandes comme ordre?
Yeah.
Tu recommanderais quoi comme ordre d'apprentissage des méthodes entre la débutante, La Sarah Advanced.
Du coup, je commence ou tu commences?
Ouais.
Ok.
Tu commencerais dans quel, tu ferais dans quel ordre?
Je commence par Sarah débutant, classique.
So Sarah Beginner at the first.
Intermédiaire.
Then intermediate.
And advanced and NS. Tu penses?
C'est quoi ça?
C'est les algos optimisés.
NS? I don't know, think about Skewb, so it's hard to translate.
No, I think it's just NS. I've heard of it before, but I don't
Okay.
know exactly what it is. So maybe you could ask him to explain how it's different from.
Apparently, it's just optimized algs. C'est quoi exactement NS?
C'est beaucoup d'algos. Genre 130, je pense qu'il existe.
So apparently 130 algs.
130, and does he know all of them?
Tu les connais tous?
Non, je connais je dirais 50.
He knows
Mais les
around
plus
50.
utiles.
The most useful ones.
Ok, est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui sait tous les algos? I felt like trying French there.
Oui, il y en a quelques-uns.
Yes, some of them.
Yeah.
Do you have any names or?
Noche.
Tu sais ou pas qui?
Non, j'ai déjà vu des noms, mais je crois que les Polonais ne les connaissent pas tous. Mais
Apparently
Georges,
the Polish people don't know all of them.
Oh wow.
Georges, il les connaît tous, c'est anglais. Je pense.
Qui? George?
Georges.
Apparently George know all of them.
Okay. So are some NS cases, is knowing NS like really necessary to be fast like now?
Est-ce que c'est obligé pour être rapide ou pas? NS.
Ça avancer, c'est déjà bien. Et pour descendre encore en dessous de sub 3, c'est mieux. Ça avancer, on peut être sub 3, mais NS, c'est mieux, ça peut aider. Quoi.
Okay. So you can be sub 3 with Sarah Advanced, but NS can help you to be sub 3 and to go faster.
And other than Sarah's advanced in NS, are there any other methods that people use now, or is anything else viable?
Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres méthodes que Sarah et NS?
Non.
No.
Je connais cela.
Okay, so compared to Pyraminx, there's definitely less variation in Skewb. Everyone basically does the same type of thing.
Yeah. Mais par rapport au Pyr, c'est pas il n'y a pas la même variété. Quoi.
Okay.
Okay.
And then next, someone asked a question somewhere. Jules, how to turn fast on Pyraminx?
Just spam TPS, but that's kind of my specialty in all events.
Did you ever do any like turning drills or specific?
No, I didn't do any specific drills. I know, just the idea is to find the turning style and the grip that suits you. So for example, when I started Pyraminx, I realized I just naturally I do top on right or top on back because that's how I like it, but maybe some other people don't. I think Martin Egdahl does top on left.
Oh, you should do top on left. It's like cross on left.
Yeah, but actually when I see that I do top on right at Pyraminx, maybe I start wondering maybe I should do cross on right in 3x3. Well, actually all other French people I knew using cross on side do it on right. But yeah, the idea is just to find a style that really suits you, even if it's not common, and even if it's ugly, or even if no one else uses it, just find your own style that you can really be the most proficient with.
Okay, so I think Pyraminx turning, I've seen people with quite different styles. There's some people who use use their wrists. Some people kind of flick more. So which one do you use, and do you think it's just personal preference between them?
Yeah, it's personal preference. It just comes naturally. So for example, Jules never flicks. I always flick. Timon doesn't flick much, I think. Dominic, I don't know. So yeah, basically just kind of find your own style by developing stuff. It's an event. It's a bit of a weird event because there are not many documentation available, and almost all of the top cubers when they're by themselves and just finding some stuff. And that's really hard because you need to be able to search stuff and to find them. But also it's personalized stuff. So it's not something that you just learn and then apply. It's something that really suits you because you discovered it.
Okay, that's cool. I think most other events, you basically learn things from other people. Maybe the exception is big cubes. You kind of develop your own type of solving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but yeah, I guess Pyraminx is cool in that way. And kind of shifting back to Skewb, can you ask Maxence about kind of the same things you talked about turning, whether there's the differences between different styles and stuff like that?
Maxence, qu'est-ce qu'il y a comme différents styles enfin pour pour faire les mouvements du Skewb, quoi, et comment est-ce qu'on peut en choisir un, enfin?
Bah, moi, je suis plutôt bourrin chez moi, mais aussi un peu plus lent.
Qu'est-ce qu'on entend par bourrin? Rapide, enfin...
Ouais, tourner vite, ouais. Le plus vite possible.
Ouais, mais... So he turns as fast as possible to him, but a bit slower.
So just kind of be safe instead of risking lockups.
Du coup, tu essaies de ralentir pour moins avoir de lock-up ou...
Bah oui, justement, ouais, c'est pour ça. C'est quelque chose, j'en fais plein. Enfin, plus avec le stress.
With nerves, he does more lockups in comps, so he just slows down to avoid them.
Okay. I think that's a lot of people do that for quite a few events.
Mm-hmm.
Especially short events, Skewb, Pyra, 2x2.
Yeah.
Some people even do that for 3x3.
Yeah.
Methods.
That's kind of a short event.
Yeah. Thibaut asks in the chat, Jules, can you teach us how to be slower at Pyra at comps?
What? Can you just... I don't know. Just don't practice Pyra anymore because your time suck. So your time suck. So you don't want to practice Pyra. So your time suck, etc. That's basically how I do it. But I need to get back at that and just force myself to do some Pyra before Europe.
All right.
As of life.
One thing
you get good years and sometimes you cannot.
Yeah. One thing we've completely forgot to talk about is hardware. So what are your mains for Pyra and Maxence for Skewb?
So my main is Moyu Magnetic, and I tried. So right now I have a Cosmic one, but I think I'm just gonna clean everything so it won't be Cosmic anymore at the end. But I ordered a new one. I tried Kevin Garrett's Cosmic Bell 2 weeks ago, and it was really good because I didn't like the classic Bell.
Is that one also, was that also magnetic?
Yeah, that's the magnetic from X-Men Design.
Okay.
And the Cosmic one is really, really good. So I think I ordered one and I'll try it. So we'll see. But I've always used Moyu Magnetic. And before there was Magnetic, Moyu Classic Pyraminx.
Okay. And do you have any like personal preferences for slow or fast Pyraminxes, like gummy or...
I don't know. Actually, I think one of the main problems is that my Pyraminx right now is very gummy, and that's not something I was used to. So I just try to do it less gummy. I used to do only Maru, and now I'm trying to do some more advanced SCS loops, because right now I have lots of loops, but I don't know. I don't feel it's working on Pyraminx, so I'm just gonna dry everything off and just do only Maru, and we'll see.
Okay.
So it's not gummy, it's super fast, but tightened enough so it's still controllable.
I see. So I'll leave links to the Cosmic Moyu Magnetic and the Cosmic Chi Bell M.
The Cosmic Moyu Magnetic actually it's released.
It's what?
There is no Cosmic Moyu Magnetic.
Oh, there isn't?
I just asked Isaac to make one for me.
Oh, okay. I'll link something in the description later.
Yeah.
But I guess then for Skewb hardware, we'll ask Maxence about his preferences and types of cubes, and then loose, fast, that type of thing, recommendations.
Et Maxence, pour le hardware, tu conseilles quoi entre le Moyo et le Kiyi, au niveau des tensions, au niveau du lube, etc.
Bah, moi, j'ai le Moyo cosmique, le Moyo
Release
magnétique,
Cosmic Moyo,
prototype.
prototype. Prototype de quoi? De Cosmic?
Ouais.
Ah, c'est pareil. So it's the same. He has a Cosmic prototype, just like
Okay.
me.
And do Skewbs use magnets or is it ball bearings? I always like mix this up. I think
It's
magnets. And was it Pyraminx's that had ball bearings at one point, and then?
Yep. And
Okay.
Moyo tried to make one back with ball bearings, and it's actually quite good. Just the tips are shit.
Okay.
The core is good. Maintenant, bah, du coup, pour le reste du Skewb, pour les tensions, le feeling gummy ou pas.
Bah, moi, je sais pas tensionner les cubes, mais c'est quoi,
He doesn't know how to tension cubes.
Et c'est pour ça que j'ai un cosmique. J'ai demandé un
So
cosmique.
that's why he has a cosmic one. Et au niveau des lubes, et genre rapide ou lent ou...
Bah, moi, j'ai bien très très rapide. Pour,
He likes it very fast.
Pour plus mieux bourriner, pour aller plus vite.
Yeah, so he can spam TPS more.
Okay, but I know a problem with fast cubes and other events is in comps, if your hands are shaking, that can cause more lockups. So, does he have any problems with that?
Le problème, c'est que les cubes rapides en compète, si tu trembles, tu fais des lock-ups. Du coup, comment est-ce que... Enfin, est-ce que tu as ce problème?
C'est pour ça que j'essaie d'aller plus lentement en compétition.
So that's why he goes slower in competition.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I guess that's good enough for hardware. I don't think anyone wants to hear us talk about that for much longer. Someone's asking questions. Never mind, it's just Thibaut joking around.
Bonjour Thibaut.
All right, everyone watching the stream, so if you have any questions about Pyraminx or Skewb or personally for Jules and Maxence, you can ask those in the chat. Ooh, I did not read a lot of this chat. Let me see if anyone's asking anything interesting. Oh, okay. Someone asked an interesting question. Would Pyraminx times drop if they produced mini Pyraminxes? I guess we can kind of think about this more as, do you see any any room for improvement in hardware in the future for Pyraminx?
Definitely, I think. Because I've never seen, I've never found a really good Pyraminx. So just like I found really good 4x4 or 5x5, I never found a really perfect Pyraminx, but I guess that's also the price of the event. You can't have a perfect puzzle for everything.
Yeah. So what do you think needs to be improved on for Pyraminx specifically?
I don't know, maybe some rounded shapes would be better or stuff like this. Because right now, if you want to have corner cutting, you have to loosen them up, and then they lock up a lot. So I usually drop a bit of corner cutting to avoid lockups. So it would be good to have both. So maybe a design like the one from GAN or stuff like this. Maybe they could adapt some very round design, but these are already pretty round. But right. I think there are a lot of improvements possible.
Yeah, I guess
maybe even coming back to ball bearings, because the new Moyo, the Kong's design, actually might be better than the magnetic ones for the core part.
Okay.
And it has ball bearings.
That's cool. I guess we can ask the same question for Maxence about Skewb for potential improvements in the future for hardware.
Maxence, tu penses que c'est possible d'améliorer encore le hardware dans le futur ou pas?
Oui, je pense qu'on peut descendre à 1.8.
Mais au niveau des cubes, juste, je parle. Ouais,
Ok.
Ouais. Ouais, bon, après, forcément.
Améliorer
les puzzles.
Bah oui.
Est-ce que tu penses que c'est encore possible?
Ouais. Je pense que là, Moyo va en faire un nouveau. Il y a eu le V2. Il y a Lucas pour les gars qui l'a. Et il dit qu'il est meilleur. Donc, je pense.
Apparently, Moyo did a new one, a new Skewb that Lucas Bolga has, and apparently it's better than the old one. So yeah, so some room.
Oh wow, okay, that's cool. I think this year and last year there's been a lot of improvement in hardware, especially for less common events.
Yeah, we're still waiting for a clock, but
a clock. No, didn't MoU finally say that they're gonna release it?
It's been 2 years. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
But maybe actually it's gonna come down.
All right. Okay. Finally, that's probably enough for hardware. We'll move on to our last couple topics now. First, there's a question: how hard would it be to do one edge on Pyra and then solve the rest in one alg?
We had some. No, someone asked something about the. Someone asked something about alg count. One edge.
Wait, one edge? You can't just solve one edge. Like one edge with the
centers? Yeah, I think one edge with the opposite tube. Yeah, some kind of Polish I instead of Polish V. I don't know. That could be good actually. But the number of algs is gonna be completely out of this world, but it could be some stuff, but I think it's just gonna come down to V. Basically.
Just too many cases overall?
Yeah, because L4E already has 100 and it's way more restrictive than this. This has actually, let me count quickly. Those who have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, times. If I'm not, okay, it has 8,000, if I'm not wrong.
8,000?
Which I might be, but yeah, apparently.
That seems like so many.
Calculation. Well, not counting inverse and stuff like that. So more like
maybe 2,000 if you divide by like mirrors and something like that.
But it's impossible.
There's another one about kind of methods. Is for top first knowing your L3E in inspection worth it to practice?
What do you mean?
I have no idea. That's I just read the question. For top first knowing your L3E in inspection. Is that like one looking?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. I almost never one look. And yeah, it could be good. It could be good depending on where you do your top and how fast you are with L3 recognition. But it can definitely be useful, at least to avoid cases like if you find a top and you say, oh, it's okay-ish, and it's good enough so you can trace the L3E, and you know that it's a bad case afterwards, then you need to find another top. I know Drew does this a lot, and I do it too. Like, oh, I saw this top in 2 moves, but it gave not in 2 moves, but I saw this top in 2 moves and then some quick alg, and it gave a bad case. So I found for a longer top, but with a better case instead.
Okay, and then maybe we can ask Maxence about the same thing for Skewb, one looking and that type of thing.
Yeah. Est-ce que ça vaut le coup d'apprendre à one look au Skewb? Enfin, comment est-ce que tu qu'est-ce qui est intéressant à one look, quoi?
Bah, il y a pas mal de vidéos sur YouTube de Georges. Il fait des épisodes par rapport à ça. Et il montre plein de bonnes vidéos de cas. Du coup, j'ai essayé de les apprendre et commencer à les apprendre.
So George apparently make a series of videos about one-look cases. So Maxence is currently learning them. So it could be a good resource. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Jules, how do you grip Pyras? Thibaut asks you.
How do I what?
How do you grip Pyras?
I don't know.
You
With my
just
hands.
hold it and solve it with your hands.
Yeah, I just hold it, spam TPS, and then beam solved. Last year it was under 3 seconds, and now it's 3 seconds and a half. But
it works sometimes. Why? This is a question that I've actually wondered about for a long time. Why are Polish people so good at cubes? I guess we can ask that. We can ask that for Maxence too, because it's Skewb related in a way.
I really don't know. It's super weird, but
yeah,
there has to be one good country. Germany has it for 3x3, and I guess Poland has it for other events. Artist Pyraminx Skewb.
Ouais.
Maxence, pourquoi est-ce que la Pologne est bonne en cube, à ton avis?
Je pense que quand il y a un seul très bon cubeur, après les autres ils s'y mettent. Un peu comme là, c'est passé au Skewb. Il y avait Anthony, après il y a eu moi, et après il y a eu Léo.
Okay.
Donc,
So you think that when there is one, people want to follow them. So that's also what happened in France with Cube, because there was Anthony Lafourcade, and then Maxence and Léo Bailly went to follow him.
Okay, so it's...
Parce que quand j'ai commencé, j'étais motivé par battre Anthony. Donc c'est pour ça que j'ai
So
commencé
when
par
Maxence started, he wanted to beat Anthony.
Okay, yeah. I think that's probably the best explanation for it. So
actually, it makes sense, because it was the same in Pyraminx in France for a few years. We were 3 people, 2 in the top. We were 2 in the top 10. I'm not sure if we were both in the top 5 at some point, probably. But it was almost the same. I had one rival because he always beat me in comps, but I was faster than him and I had the NRs. But so yeah, it's funnier when you're not alone, obviously.
Okay.
So maybe that's why they have many good people in events.
Yeah. So then Poland, I guess. Back. Yeah, I'm back. So in Poland, they have that Skewb. So the development of the Polish sledge kind of, and the turning styles, they would have inspired each other to practice that event.
Yes.
And over time, there's more people practicing Skewb and also other events. I know quite a few people get OH and 3x3 Skewb. What other events? I think there's one more that I'm forgetting.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. Well, 100 also have France now, but
yeah.
In Poland, I don't know. Well, so both Michal for 3x3, but and 100. But they're only 2, so.
Okay. That's enough about just Poland.
It's Poland.
Yeah. So we have 2 topics left to talk about. The first one is a fun one, especially for you. It's competing. So do you have any tips or advice for people at competitions on how to perform well, how to deal with nerves? Any past experiences for you specifically about like dealing with your nerves and trying to focus in big competitions, finals, or before records?
Just try to find something that keeps you good. So if you want to learn music, to listen to music between solos, if you want to talk to people between solos, just find what you like and what makes you more focused. Some people like to say ready as soon as they sit. Some people take some time, some people are in the middle, so just find your way. And the most important is just have fun. You're not, if you fail a solve, you're not dying. So I've seen people crying, I've seen people shouting for a failed solve, but come on, that's cubing.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good advice. And were there any like specific cases for you, maybe in like a Worlds finals or something, where you were particularly nervous? And
well, Worlds 2017, I was very, very nervous, and I guess I kind of lost my, I don't know why, I lost my focus or something like this. Maybe I was even too focused. Maybe I put myself too much pressure. Too much pressure. But other than that, I don't really remember having too much nerves. I don't. Usually, I don't know. I don't feel them. I don't feel it that much. Just I shake sometimes, but it's not something that has a huge impact on how I feel the comp.
Okay. And then can you ask Maxence the same types of questions about nerves competing, any tips, personal experiences?
Maxence, est-ce que tu aurais des conseils sur les compétitions, sur le stress, sur la manière, enfin, sur comment aborder une compétition, quoi?
Bah, il faut pas s'entraîner trop avant.
Don't practice too much before.
La semaine qui précède, faut pas trop s'entraîner. Enfin, ça sert à rien de.
So the week before, you shouldn't practice too much. It's not useful.
Et le jour de la compétition, bah,
quand
on passe, il faut être le plus concentré possible. Enfin, j'essaye d'être le plus concentré possible. penser qu'à ça.
So you have to be as focused as possible and just think of your solve, and that's it.
Et même si je fais un mauvais temps, essayer de rester dedans et y repenser après.
So if it has a bad solve, just keep focused and think about it afterward.
Okay, those are some pretty good tips too.
No.
And then I guess one point we didn't really touch on is any kind of personal fails. So Jules, did you have any like really bad Pyraminx fails that kind of demotivated you, but then you came back later and did better?
When I came back later and did better, it didn't happen yet because so don't know. I had really funny answers this year with, I don't know, I started with a normal solve like a low 3. Then I got a 15.00 because I failed, because I just failed the solve, and I thought, oh, it's gonna be the worst anyway. So if it's 8, if it's 10, if it's 15, it doesn't care. So I just tried some stuff. I was like, okay, maybe now I could try to actually solve the Pyraminx instead of just doing some random cards. And then I didn't start the timer, so I got DNF. So afterwards, I got a 2. And then on the last one, actually, if it was a normal solve, it could have been an okay average, but I did a 4. So it gave me a 7.78 average, which is worse than my 3x3 average. And I was, so there was 12 people in final, and I was 15th. So I just scrambled the finals.
Well,
but it was
not much you can do at that point.
It wasn't really a fail. It wasn't really a fail because it's just 100% funny. It's so much of a fail that it's not even a fail anymore. It's not like Worlds last year or stuff like this. In 2015, I lost. In 2013, I lost my Pyraminx right before the final. That was bad. I had to use the backup from Drew or Other. I don't remember. So I didn't do good souls. But I don't really remember any fails that motivated me to do better afterwards. I don't have this kind of stuff. I just always want to do better. Even I don't care if I failed or not. Well, okay, right now, I really want to take my revenge. Right now, I want to take my revenge of the last 6 months that are really, really bad. But I just want to get back in the game. But I know it's not by being so. No, I don't know. It's just something I want to do, but it's not a big motivation to be better than what I want to do anyway.
Okay. Thibaut is still. They're talking about school, and Kevin has a chemistry test or something. I have a biology exam tomorrow.
I'm working now. Yay. No more
Nice.
tests.
No more. But it's still demanding. Okay. So I think we covered competing. We got some good tips in. So I guess the last thing to cover is future plans. So we can go to Maxence first. Est-ce que vous avez des plans pour l'avenir, pour cubing ou des autres choses dans ton vie?
Tu réponds en
Maxence?
premier? Ok.
Non, vas-y, réponds en premier.
Ok. Bah, je vais continuer et essayer d'être sur le podium cet été. C'est mon objectif à Madrid.
His objective is to be on the podium this summer in Madrid.
Okay. Anything else in terms of records or other events, specific Skewb, maybe certain barriers?
Au niveau des records ou de barrières, t'as d'autres objectifs?
Bah, passer sub 9 au 3-3.
Sub 9 is 3x3?
J'espère reprendre vite mon NR aussi de Squad.
And he wants to get back his Skewb NR.
Okay, those are good goals. I think I forgot to say this question in English because this is a problem. Because you understood me, but people watching might not have understood me. Okay, yeah. So the original question I asked about if they have any goals for the future for cubing or life in general. Okay. So Maxence answered. Jules, your turn.
I don't know. I want to win in Madrid this summer. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be the harder European champ I've ever done because 2012 and 14 was quite easier. 16 was a bit harder, but this year is gonna be really, really hard.
Who's coming to Euros this year for?
Timo is coming. Rafael is not, I think. But Dominic, Martin, Marco, they all got super, super fast. So if I had to do some prono, I would say Timo, me, and Dominic same the podium. Not sure in which order. But yeah, it's going to be a really hard championship. So I want to win, and beat my honor would be a bit hard with world record too. Don't know. Actually, now I have more goals in 3x3 because I just got really better in 3x3. So.
All right. Maxence, avez-vous des prédictions pour le podium de Skewb dans l'Euro?
Je pense que Michel sera premier. Michel et Lucas deuxième. Moi, je vais faire troisième.
So Michal first, Lucas second, and Maxence third.
Okay. Any potential like runner-ups, fourth and fifth, maybe, or people who might?
4 et 5.
Léo Bailly.
Léo Bailly, yeah.
Okay, I forgot to ask the question in English again, but the question was about predictions for Euro podiums.
Okay, so Léo Bailly for the 4th or 5th.
Thibaut in the chat, as usual. Mega 3x3. Okay, and that's basically your cubing goals. Do either of you have any goals right now in life, things you're working on, jobs, school, something like that?
Don't know. Actually, I'm gonna spend a month with my parents next month, so it's gonna be good because I'm a bit tired by a lot of stuff. So I just want to make a break and focus back on cubing and trying to get good results. But yeah, basically, I just feel a bit tired about lots of stuff and want to take a break.
Okay, and can you ask Maxence the same question?
Yeah. Maxence, dans la vie, est-ce que tu as des plans pour, au niveau des études, au niveau des trucs comme ça pour cette année ou pour l'année?
Je suis seulement en troisième, donc j'ai encore le temps d'y penser. Mais...
So he's still in, let me count, 9th grade. Yeah, still in 9th grade, so he still has some time to think about all these studies and stuff like this.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, still pretty young, lots of time to decide what to do. Okay, so now that we're on talking about, no, we didn't talk about records. Do you have any predictions for like future Pyraminx records? Maybe by the end of the year, what it's going to be?
Here I said that it would be maybe True and me sub 2. I'm not sure, maybe Timo as well. So I think sub 2 quite soon. I think we're going to be many sub 2 at the end of the year.
Record now 204, 202?
202.
202.
So Timo has 202 and Drew 204.
Okay.
And for single, it's really random. Anyone can take it.
Yeah.
Sub one is definitely possible, but it's not that likely, and we'll see if it happens, but it's quite hard to do.
Yeah, I can imagine. Comment puis-je devenir sub-Pyraminx? What? What is this question? Comment puis-je devenir sub-Pyraminx 5 a Skewb?
What? Oh, I guess sub 5.
Is that my French being bad, or is it... Oh, sub 5 on Pyraminx and Skewb. Okay.
Yeah, I guess sub 5 on Pyraminx and Skewb. Don't know, just practice.
Yeah,
that's always the same answer, basically.
Yeah.
You gotta practice and just focus on your solve, and that's it.
Okay, so now we've basically covered all the topics and questions I wanted to ask you guys. So if anyone else has any...
from Skewb, maybe. So Maxence, au niveau des records en Skewb, tu prédis quoi d'ici la fin de l'année, par exemple?
Je pense que Michal va être sub 2 AVG.
Michal
Deuxième
will be
Costco.
sub 2.
Sub 2 average, Michal. Okay.
Costco aussi?
Ouais, je pense qu'il peut le faire. Sans un
Jonathan
prefect à
Costco.
2,02.
So without the
Peut-être
plus 2,
George aussi.
George, can he make it too? So, parce que George aussi, il peut.
Ouais, il peut aussi, ouais. Mais je
Yeah.
pense que Michal le fera plus récemment que lui.
So Michal will do it
Voilà.
first.
Okay.
Parce que Michal, non, George, il est même pas encore sub 3. Alors que
So George is not sub 3 yet. So Michal will get it faster.
All right. It's fair prediction. We'll have to wait and see. But the real question is, which one's going to be sub 2 first, Pyraminx or Skewb?
Oh, I'm pretty sure Pyraminx. I'm not sure what's a good Skewb actually. It all depends on the UWR. C'est quoi
Yeah.
les UWR d'AVG 50 au Skewb à peu près?
c'est sub 2, c'est Michal, il a fait ça il y a genre quelques jours.
Ah!
Et c'est pour ça que je pense que Michal le fera premier.
Okay, so Michal has a sub 2 AO50.
Aren't
So it's
George and
definitely
Michal
gonna
like
be
very
soon.
similar in speed?
Est-ce que Georges et Michal, ils ont pas à peu près la même vitesse?
Je sais pas, mais je pense que Michal est quand même un peu devant. Je sais pas s'il est sub 2, George en fait, j'ai 50. Je pense pas.
Michal is a bit ahead because I'm not sure if George is sub 2 or not.
Okay, so Michal has like sub 2 average of 50. And then what about for Pyraminx? What are Timon and Drew averaging?
Timon, we really don't know because he posts a lot of stuff and we don't know if we can trust all the stuff he posts. Drew has 2.3, if I remember correctly. So I guess maybe, I don't know actually who should have the world break, the UWR between Drew, Rafael, and Timo.
And Michal and George, if you're comparing Pyraminx and Skewb.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would be you said Pyraminx would be your personal prediction, right?
Yeah, but actually I didn't know that UWR was so fast, so maybe Skewb would be.
For Skewb?
Yeah. I didn't know that it was that fast. I thought it was a bit more slower.
Maxence, est-ce que tu penses que Pyraminx ou Skewb va être sub 2 official en première?
C'est difficile à dire, mais je pense que Pyraminx sera en premier.
So he
okay,
thinks
so both of them say Pyraminx is going to be sub 2 before Skewb. That's interesting.
Well, I don't know. Pyraminx, you just need a low chips count. And it's way more randomly based in Pyraminx than Skewb, I think.
Yeah, I think it also depends who competes more and who just ends up getting the good scrambles out of top Pyraminx and Skewb solvers.
Yeah, I know Drew doesn't compete that much. I do compete a lot, but I'm shit. And Tim competes a lot.
And then Michal competes a lot too because Poland is very good at comps.
Yeah.
And then George, I don't think George competes often.
Yeah, I don't think there are not many comps in UK compared to Poland or even France and Germany and all that part.
Yeah, it looks like he has about like 7 or 8 comps a year. Still pretty good, not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, my very last question that I've been wondering the whole time, Maxence, how did you get the shirt, the dress shirt with the SCS logo? I don't understand. How does this work? I want one.
Comment est-ce que tu as eu cette magnifique chemise?
Bah, je l'ai fait moi-même.
So he made it.
Près de chez moi, il y a
He had it done himself. Il y a quelqu'un qui fait ça chez toi, ça?
Okay. Non, j'ai été dans un magasin exprès.
Okay, so he went to a shop on purpose to get this done.
Oh, so so he bought like a white shirt and then took it to a shop where they like put things. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Where they like print logos onto shirts and then that's really cool.
But it has one with Skewb as well. So.
Oh, custom print your own things. That's really cool. Okay, so now this is my third time saying this, but now we've talked about everything I want to talk about. So guys, if you have any other questions for either Jules or Maxence, you can leave it in the chat of the video, and then we'll try to answer them the best we can. They can be about them, about their events, anything in general. Let's see. Jules needs to speak about the fact that he is the most intelligent man in France officially. Wait, is that like a
I knew oh fuck, that's Thibaut again, I guess.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
No?
It
Who's
was
that?
Gals.
Noé Bourdon. Oh. Okay, so yeah, it's really a funny story. So long story short, I won a show in France that was called The Most Intelligent Man in France. So they just it was first for a casting. They asked the French, the Quebec Association, and I answered. I said, "Okay, I'm ready to go for it. I'm ready to do I want to do the casting." I did it with Victor Collin too. So then I was took for the casting, and then just went to the show and won.
Was it like a game show? So there's like questions you have to answer?
Yeah, it was logic questions and stuff like this. So for example, you had a video, and then they ask you questions about details of the video, or some stuff like this, or enigmas, or it was really fun. Actually the casting were a really good time.
That's cool. I think we have the same thing in Canada, like Smartest Man in Canada or something.
Yeah. Well, it was a concept. It was done in UK and in Germany. It was nation's brightest in UK. So. But
did you get anything for winning?
Yeah, I got 10,000 euros. So I bought a car.
Wow. That's crazy.
I said I was gonna donate 1,000 to the French Association, but I didn't yet. I still need to do it, but
you'll get to it eventually.
My car first. Yeah.
Kevin's asking if there's a video of the show.
Yeah, there is. I'm not making it public though.
You can watch it on the channel.
I'm not sure if it's easy to get, but maybe there are some sites when you get a lot of replays and you can find it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Someone asked.
It definitely was a good time. Oh, and I made a dirty joke in this show.
You made a what joke?
I made a dirty joke. Because the anchor, the woman
the host,
the host.
Yeah.
She asked me, "Is Skewb good to get girls?" Basically. And I answered that it shows that you're good with your fingers.
Oh my god!
Because I didn't. I wasn't prepared at all for that question.
Yeah, I don't know how else to answer that.
I'm gonna be in all TV best-ofs for the rest of my life.
Yes, we'll see you on those compilations.
Yeah, on those YouTube compilations.
Yeah. Another question, slightly less interesting, but what does Maxence average on Skewb?
Maxence, t'es à combien?
Je suis 2.7 vraiment régulier et je peux faire en dessous de 2.7 aussi régulièrement.
2.7 and as global, and he can do faster.
Okay, 2.7.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, merci. Tuto CS speech racing. That's not Skewb. That's square one. Which competition was your favorite overall?
No, actually, we discussed about it this weekend when we were at the competition. I'm gonna say World 2011 or World 2017. Both was amazing. Being part, I saw all the. I was really near the core team. I was not in the core team, but I was really near the core team for 2017. So I saw all the dirty mess that was behind. It was some, but which made me like the 2011. Really, it was really big. was amazing. So either one of them, I'd say. Maxence,
Okay.
c'était quoi ta compétition préférée?
Je dirais les championnats du monde, bien sûr, à Paris. Mais sinon, Champagne Open. Les Champagne Open.
Yeah, the World Champagne Open. So that's a comp every year in France. That is amazing. Yeah.
Is that like winter?
No, it's in September.
September?
Yeah.
I remember seeing one of the comps in France. What was it called? Was there one after Alsace, or was that the most recent?
What?
What was the last competition in France?
There was Shushan in December.
Oh.
Maybe that's the one you're confusing.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So it was one I did when I organized. Yay. But yeah, Champagne is organized every year. It's basically the biggest comp that is not the French Championship. So kind of like the French Open.
So is it like multiple days then?
It's only 2 days. Well, multiple days doesn't make sense because all the comps are 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one of the big difference between Europe and US. Europe has only 2-day comps.
I think Kevin was also telling me that in Germany it's like all 2 and 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
But US and Canada, mostly 1 day.
I'm not even sure. I went to 1-day comp in earlier this year in France, but that must be my only one, I think. So yeah, it's just not common. We all want to make many events. But yeah, it's really different how comps are out in US and in France and in Europe. So yeah. So yeah, Champagne is the biggest comp. It's one that happens every year, and we all look forward to it, and everyone just meets there. It's super good comp.
Maybe I'll have to come and see how it is sometime.
Yeah, definitely.
Unrelated, but Jules, do you think Champagne Open 2018 can hold square one?
Oh, it hold square one last year? Because I heard the planning was going to be approximately, the schedule is going to be approximately the same. I don't remember if it held it last year. Probably not if you ask. So I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, guys, come on! You can do a better job of asking these questions. Jules, what do you average on Pyraminx?
Oh, what do I average? What am I supposed to average? I genuinely don't know what I average because I did like a 2.6 average of 50 on Wednesday, on Thursday. But isn't that, I don't know, maybe 2.8, 2.9 now? But I used to be 2.7 last year.
Since then, you definitely got worse. Is that just like lack of practice, or?
Yeah, as I said, it's just a vicious circle because I have bad times, so I don't want to practice. So I don't practice anymore. So I need to force myself to practice, which is really not motivating at all.
Usually at this point we do races, but you guys, I don't know, unless you want to race Pyraminx versus Skewb.
We did sometimes. It was, yeah, we could do races because we are almost at the same time. So
can you tilt your camera down, or is that going to break it again?
I'm going to break it, but it's going to come back then.
Okay.
I think, or I can, well, so let's try it. Oh, you didn't break it.
Oh,
amazing.
Okay, that's good.
How did this happen? I don't know.
Right. Maybe you should do like an average of 5 or something in racing.
Yeah. Just gonna put something to protect the table. Doesn't fit.
You should get one of these. Do you have a mini mat?
I have one, but it's my parents' home.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to take it. Ok. So. Du coup, c'est petit battle.
Ok.
Oh, yay! The scramble seems nice. Just open space timer. Okay, just so the chat knows I did 3.8 average in final yesterday at my comp. Ok. Je suis pas prêt du tout. C'est de la daube. Ok. T'es prêt?
Ouais.
3, 2, 1, go. Ok, so I got to skip. It's 193. Toi, tu fais combien?
3,50.
Okay. Okay, second one. Oh. 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 I'm gonna do this like this. Ok, prêt? 3, 2, 1, go. Ah! Oh, shit. It didn't work at all. Ok, 750 each. Tu vois?
3,50. 7.
Same. 57. Ok.
Oh, Anthony asks Maxence a question. Maxence, sub 2.5 Skewb average, c'est difficile ou pas difficile?
Ouais, c'est difficile. Je le fais une fois de temps en temps, quoi. Avec G5.
Okay, so it happens in average 5 once in a while, but it's quite hard, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Someone asks, why the black stickers?
For who?
For you.
For me?
Yeah.
That's just the light. Oh, actually, because I ordered, when I asked for the Cosmic, I just said replace the red with pink. And actually, they gave me the color schemes that I use on my other cubes, which has the super bright pink and everything else super dark.
So it's like bright pink,
it's
dark
blue.
yellow.
Yeah,
dark.
it's bright.
Oh, it's blue.
Yeah, it's frozen pink and then just yellow, blue, and green. So.
Oh, okay. The green was looking black on the camera.
Yeah, but green and blue look really the same on this, so I think I'm gonna redecorate anyway.
Yeah. I think someone before asked, why do all fast Pyraminxers use white plastic?
That's actually really funny. I don't know, but it's really funny.
Just a coincidence.
Simon and me. Rafael uses it too, I think. Yeah.
So does Drew, I think.
Yeah. So Timon, Drew, and me. And I don't know who is fourth in the world. I think it's Dominic. No, now it's Asian record. Name. It's 232. I remember who it was. It's Jiaxian Shu. Don't know this guy from China.
Okay, we'll have to figure out if he uses white plastic too.
Yeah.
If so, then everyone has to use white for Pyraminx because that's the only way to be fast, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So let's go with the races. Let's keep going with that.
Yeah. Okay. So troisième. Je suis prêt. Oh, it's almost a one look. T'es prêt?
Ouais.
3, 2, 1, go. So it was not a one look, but 215. Quoi? Combien?
4,07.
Combien?
4,07.
407.
Donc là, il était horrible.
She had a really bad case. So unless I make my 7 counting, then it's gonna be. I'm gonna.
Is this
win.
the fourth scramble?
Yeah, it's the fourth. Holy shit! There's nothing. Fuck. What is that? Ah. Oh. Okay, there is something. Prêt?
Ouais.
3, 2, 1, go. That's a +2 for me.
Oh.
It's
I didn't even see it. Okay, there it is.
309.
5. Combien toi?
309.
Okay. So he has 3. You have 350 counting. I have 215 and 519. So you're winning. Okay. Last one. So this has almost a V skip. Not sure if it's a skip. Oh, holy shit. That's good. Okay. Prêt.
Ouais.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ah.
Ooh, that looked really close.
211.
11?
Yeah. 211, yeah.
Oh.
1,75.
Holy shit! 175. Oh, so that gave me 350 in average. Et toi, t'as combien VG?
3,39.
Yay! I won!
That was so
339.
close.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess
211 and 215 is good.
yeah, and then what was the other one? Counting 5?
Yeah, 519. Without the +2, it would have been 248.
Oh wow. Okay, so if no one else has any questions, which I don't think anyone does. Oh, there's one question. Jules, do you think Timon is beatable for you at Euro?
Definitely.
Ooh, I like that confidence.
Actually, I'm not. He's not the one I'm most afraid of. I'm most afraid of Dominic.
Oh wow.
Because it's really, really consistent.
Okay. Yeah, consistency is very dangerous.
Yeah, I think I looked at the results for average 12 or average 50, and so official average 50. I have it right here, and I think in average 50 only Drew, me, and Dominic have sub 3.
Oh, like the average 50 official thing on
Yeah.
Jonathan Klosko's the statistics website?
Yeah. No, actually, Drew has 262, I have 272, and Timo has 272 as well. But Dominic has 289. An average of 50.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be really close.
Yeah. An average of 12 and 4.
Seeing that.
Yeah, so I'm really afraid of Dominic. He's really, really good. Oh, they have the same average of 100 official with Timo. They both have 297.
Same 50 and 100?
They're just same 100.
Oh, okay.
But Drew has 272 100.
Oh, wow.
That's not far from my PB at home. I have 92.
92 at home?
No, 292.
292.
At home at home I think I have 61. I never remember my PB.
All right.
Yeah, 61.
So we talked about all the topics. We did some races, answered some questions. I think that's basically it for the stream, guys. Merci beaucoup pour être ici pour le stream. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for being on the stream, Maxence and Jules. Thank you to everyone who watched, and we hope you enjoyed it. Do you guys have any last words?
Thank you for hosting the stream.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on it.
I don't know. Yeah, just keep cubing and have fun.
Nice, pretty good.
And have
pretty good ending words.
Maxence,
avez-vous quelque chose à dire pour terminer le stream?
Thank you very much for the stream.
All right, that's good. I'll stop it now.